Hey guys, welcome back to the Georgia Dynasty. It's the off-season, and we just beat Rice in the Autozone Liberty Bowl, 48-14. So first thing, we have a dilemma. 4 teams undefeated: the Ohio State, Oklahoma, Houston, and Southern Miss. And now, before I get deeper into this video, I am party at Disney when this is uploaded, so I don't know how, and it's 11 o'clock on the Friday before we leave, so I don't know if I'm going to get much out during the week. So we're going to go in advance to the end of the season and look at the stats. Jacob Eason, the true freshman, 3,158 passing yards, 30 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. Chubb, only 1,300 yards. But remember, he was hurt for like 3 games. On defense, interception leader, Wickham McGraw with 3 interceptions, and then Lorenzo Carter led with sacks, with I believe 9 was the total. And there's no school records that were broken. The receiving yards in the season, Terry Godwin for 1,014. He set that in the Liberty Bowl. But other than that, I think that's pretty much the only record that was. Interception return, kick return, longest pass. Those are usually broken in the first year. So I don't usually consider those records because they're just so easy to break, even on Heisman difficulty with sliders. They're just easy to So we finished 24th, and now players leaving. Lorenzo Carter, we're going to guarantee a conference championship. He's going to come back. We guaranteed a conference championship to a lot of the guys leaving. Davin Bellamy, Malcolm Parrish, Christian Payne, Michael Chickbold. So Nick Chubb and Sonny Michel did not want to leave. So that's good. You don't have to worry about them, trying to get them to come back. So Bellamy and Parrish will come back. Christian Payne will come back. Pretty much just the guaranteed conference title. Walked. Michael Chickbold wanting to transfer because of playing time. Trying to get him to come back. He's going to come back. And now Greg Pike, right guard, is leaving us. Quincy Margot is leaving us. Carolina is leaving us to the draft. Machi, Lambert, Cablano, Maurice Smith, all the guys just graduating. And now, there wasn't much recruiting in the offseason. We were bad at recruiting this year. We will look at the top classes. We were in the top 30. Only 2 5-stars, 10 3-star recruits. That's not good. And then 16 total, I believe. Yeah, 16 total recruits. That's pretty bad. Oklahoma had the most 5-star prospects with 4, and they tied with 25 recruits total. And next is the edit conferences. Now this is a big topic, especially in the Big 12. I do end up expanding the Big 12. I added Houston, who was undefeated, and they finished 3. By the way, Ohio State won the national title. So the Big 12 had Texas, A&M, and Missouri leave, and they dropped to 10 teams. So we're going to add Houston, who finished as number 2 in the 2016 season. And then, who do we want to put in their place? Because now the American only has 11 teams. So, who do we want to replace them? They have Cincinnati, Connecticut, ECU, Memphis, Navy, SMU, Temple, Tulane, Tulsa, UCF, and USF. I was thinking about, maybe BYU, UMass, or another independent team, but I ended up settling on the UMass Minutemen. They will join the American Athletic Conference. In the East Division, I ended up switching them, and I believe Cincinnati out. But yeah, and so now we need the 12th team in the Big 12, and who's that going to be? Obviously we don't have North Dakota State, and if we had North Dakota State, I would put them in the Big 12 because they are just that good. But who else geographically wise walks, and who else is good enough? I was thinking about Southern Miss, but now, if anything, I don't want to move them. But now we go back to the Independence, and we're going to pick up BYU for the Big 12. I don't know what BYU is. I know the out west, kind of, maybe Midwest. So we're going to put. So now we just have to edit all the conference rules and stuff. Now the location for the conference championship game is not going to be the best conference record hosts. That's just what I put it though for now. Before I made up my mind. So we're going to have the North and South divisions. I thought that would be a little easier to do than East and West. So pretty much every team in Texas is in the South division, and I think that makes up like 5 teams. And then pretty much everybody else goes to the North. West Virginia was really the only hard one I had because they're, on the East Coast. But I was able to figure out to put them in the North. I think is where I ended up putting them, because they're northern of Texas. Now we actually come back a day later because I had a chiropractor's appointment. So with the addition of Houston, we have Baylor, Houston, TCU, Texas, Texas Tech, all in the South, or in Texas. So then I think, so that's pretty much it. BYU will stay down in the South. Let me see what BYU is. So that's the Big 12 expansion in my dynasty. We end up going to make the Big 12 Conference Championship game at AT&T Stadium. BYU's in Utah. So it doesn't make much sense for them to be in the South, but if anything, we can just swap them in West Virginia again. Then in the American, 12 teams. Just making sure that's good. Then Pac-12, don't need Sunbelt, don't need to do anything. Just kind of going through, checking on all these, conferences. So I'm happy that I was able to expand the Big 12. I think Houston now, since they are scheduled, play a whole lot better teams, probably won't be as good, but I think they will be able to compete. Now, the BCS Bowls, I wanted to set this up with the SEC champion and the Big 12 champion would play each other in the Sugar Bowl, but then that would leave the Fiesta Bowl probably not a good matchup. So I went ahead and put the Big 12 Conference champion. If they're not in the national championship, they will be in the Steelers Fiesta Bowl. And who was that? I think it was the American Conference who I automatically put in the Orange Bowl to play the ACC champion. But right now, I think is when I change the Big 12 from the Sugar Bowl to the Fiesta Bowl. That way we can have at least one good team in the Fiesta Bowl. Conference USA, I changed that. But we have that over with. Now it's time to go on to our schedule. And I created some recruits, really good recruits, that if I get them, we will be unstoppable. But just going through and checking, just making sure all these are good. Now we'll go to our schedule, and it's a pretty decent schedule. It's hard to me. So let's get to our schedule, and we start off the season, as this loads up, at Ole Miss. It wants us to play number 1 Clemson after that, then South Carolina, Mississippi State, South Alabama, Tennessee, Missouri, Vanderbilt, Florida, Auburn, Kentucky, and Georgia Tech. But I'm going to change Clemson out for Georgia Southern, give us an easier First game of the season. Now, Tennessee is back at Tennessee. I think that's really the only other conference game that kind of got... Oh, and Missouri is back at home. Those are the only 2 conference games. That got kind of, screwed up, but that's fine. But other than that, schedule looks pretty good. I know I had troubles with Georgia and Florida, like going to Ben Hill Griffin Stadium whenever it was at Florida, whenever Florida was the home team. So I'm gonna start checking every year to make sure that's not the case. But just trying to figure. Our strength of schedule is already an A. But now I'm just trying to figure out another kind of easy team. I was thinking about an FCS team. We're going to pick FCS Southeast. I think I end up changing that. But the thing with Tennessee kind of I don't like. I want to play Tennessee at home, but that's fine. And I guess that's what I did with the schedule. I thought I changed FCS Southeast. I was thinking about moving Ole Miss to a neutral site game, but I decided to leave it at Ole Miss at Vaught Hemingway Stadium. I think that's pretty much it. We play 6 home games, 5 away games. I don't count Florida as a home or an away game whenever I count. So that pretty much just means I'm counting 11 games. Georgia Tech, I kind of mixed it up to from what it automatically sets it at. So I think I have to change Georgia Tech each year. Oh yeah, we end up settling on Buffalo. So I might do it one year where I just play like Tech at Tech 2 straight years. Or I'll play at Georgia 2 straight years. I don't know if I'll do that, but if I do, it would be way later. Into the season, and that's pretty much it, guys. I'm just kind of going through and checking everything, but I'm not going to leave that in the video because I'm tired. Bye, guys.